There's a version of you the world sees, and then there's the real you, the one underneath all the roles, reactions, and expectations. One is really a play of form. It's what people see, what you see in this physical world, and the other is within, which is presence, which isn't seen, but can be known, felt, and experienced. In this video, I want to show you the difference between the false self and the real self, and how recognizing this can change your entire life. Most people live their whole life as the false self, and they don't even realize it. They are completely identified with the personal sense of self, with the physical body, with the mind, and they don't realize who they truly are in the depths of who they are. The false self is really created by the mind. It's the identity built on past experiences, on labels, achievements, can even be trauma or fear. It says things like, this is who I am. I'm the smart one. I'm the anxious one. I'm the people pleaser, the one who needs to prove myself. The mind can come up with a lot of different identities. And living from that false identity, it's exhausting. And you're always needing to defend yourself. You're always needing to seek approval. You're always feeling this urge to have to hold up this personal identity for people or for yourself. And you might succeed, but you're still going to feel empty because deep down you're not living from your true nature. And if you want to be truly fulfilled, we have to be in touch with the essence of who we truly are. It doesn't mean to necessarily stop doing things in the world or being the person that you're meant to be or following your path in whatever way that is. It just means that we need to just stay rooted in presence, in our core nature as we go about in the world. So that's really what we're missing. We're missing the connection to our true nature. And it doesn't mean necessarily that you need to completely let go of your personal sense of self, or you need to stop doing your work or your job or whatever and just come within all the time. It just simply means that we need to come from that place as we go about in the world. We need to stay rooted as we go about achieving our goals, our dreams, our aspirations, whatever it is that you want to achieve, whatever it is you want to do in the world. Do it from a place of presence, from a place of stillness. The ego, the personal sense of self, the person who's listening to this, which is you right now, is not who you are. It's who you think you are. And it's the voice in your head that says things like, I need to be more, or I need to get somewhere, or I need others to validate me. But the real you, presence, doesn't need validation because the real you is already whole, complete, and fulfilled. It doesn't need anything to fulfill itself. It already is. The real self is awareness itself. It's the presence that notices all of the things that's going on in this world, even within yourself, your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, everything happening in the outside world. But it's not really caught up in it, if you will. It's separate from it. And that's who you are. You really are separate from everything you're experiencing. You've just lost touch with your true self, and you've become identified with things in the world, or with your mind, or with your thoughts, or with your emotions, or with your body, or whatever. And the awakening, spiritual awakening, is realizing that you're none of it. And when you realize this, you come into truth. You come back into your true nature, and you start to feel kind of this separation from everything. And that's where we can experience deep peace in our lives. Presence is the space between your reactions. It's the stillness under your emotions. And the moment you recognize that, the moment you say, oh, I am the one who's aware of these thoughts or emotions or whatever's going on around you, not the actual thing itself. You aren't your thoughts, you aren't your emotions, you aren't the personal sense of self, you aren't the identity that you identify with. You're none of these things. And when you start to realize that, when you start to embody this, you're beginning to step out of the false self and into truth. So how do we stop living from the false self? You don't want to fight it. You don't want to resist it or try to push it away. You just become aware of it. And here I want to give you a 3-part practice to return to your real self again and again, whenever you need to. And I would suggest to practice this throughout your day. The first one is going to be notice the voice in your head. Whenever you feel anxious, offended, or restless, pause. Ask, who is speaking right now? Is this my true self or my ego trying to protect its image? So ask that question. If you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling whatever negative emotion, whatever negativity is going on around you, ask yourself, is this the real self or is this the false self? The second one is to drop into the body. Bring awareness to your breath. Again, feel the sensation in your hands, your feet. This automatically allows you to step out of thinking and back into presence, into who you truly are, which is presence. The false self lives in the mind. The real self lives here and now. And by using body awareness, by dropping into the body, we automatically come into the now, into the present moment, and into who we truly are, which is beyond this physical form, and which is the presence that's within. Number 3, let go of the need to prove anything to anyone or to yourself. Any moment you feel the urge to defend yourself, or to argue, or to justify something, or yourself to somebody else, just pause. Realize that the real self has nothing to prove. It doesn't need to be right. It already is. It's the isness of life. And come into presence. Just come within and feel the presence within. And when you feel it, when you sense it, remember that this is who you are. And this presence that we are, it doesn't need to prove itself. It doesn't need to be right. It doesn't need to make itself right. It just is. And just come into that place. And just realize too that when we become identified with the false self, we're kind of back into the story, like into the role, into the drama of things. But presence is always here. It's quiet, it's unchanging, and it's true. And it is the truth. So when you return to that stillness, you remember who you really are. And you remember that you're not the role. You're not a label, but the awareness behind it all. And that is the essence of spiritual awakening. And it's to start to live more from this place and then kind of connect the two. Go into the world and make something of yourself, do something positive, whatever it is you want to do, but stay rooted in truth and understanding that you can play a role, you can engage in a role and participate in a role in the world and do great things, but understanding that it's not ultimately who you are, but rather that you are the presence that's within, and observing the whole experience is what we're trying to achieve here. And achieve probably isn't the right word because it's already done. You just need to be aware of it and practice it. If this message speaks to you, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and share this with someone who is ready to come home to themselves. Thank you for being here and for choosing presence over the false self.